Let's get started with our Oracle keynote. Again, this is the first keynote that Oracle's done at Enterprise Connect, and I think it's an important step because we're seeing just as a Google, a Microsoft, a Cisco comes into enterprise communications and collaboration, we really see you look at a company like Oracle that probably most of your enterprises have strategic relationships with and are dealing with, and you are using their suites of applications, their databases, and so to have Oracle Communications business unit here to talk about the way that they'll be integrating with communications, we're very anxious to hear what Doug has to say. Doug Suiano is the Senior Vice President and General Manager of Oracle Communications, and please give him a warm welcome.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome again to this incredible show. Thank you so much for attending this session and sharing your valuable time with me this morning. My name is Doug Suiano, and I'm the General Manager of the Oracle Communications Business Unit. Before I start, I wanted to ask two questions. Who in the room here has ever heard of Oracle? Raise your hand. Okay. So that's good. Who in this room has ever heard of Oracle Communications? Okay. That's not good. We're going to teach you more about that today. Go ahead, guys. All right, well, let me just start by saying that I know Rowan dressed up for his big day today, but I dressed down, okay? So I wore my brown shoes and my brown belt instead of my black shoes and my black belt with my coat and tie. My wife still dresses me, and she does not let me wear jeans on Fridays, still. So anyway, I know you all understand that. So Oracle, you all know who Oracle is. It's a big enterprise applications company. It's got its roots in the database world. That database world is really the core of where we've come from and who we are. 400,000 customers use our applications and our middleware and our databases around the world. We've actually transformed that database infrastructure to be able to accommodate all the things going on in the world of big data. So along with your traditional databases, we've implemented all kinds of big data technology. Not only that, we've implemented the analytics to go with that so that you can look at your business in real time and make the kind of business decisions necessary to expand in this new world we live in. The second area of focus for Oracle is engineered systems. We own the hardware and the software. That's a unique position it puts us in for a couple of reasons. First, There's some optimizations in the world, the cloud world that we're all moving to that are very important. You heard how important it was on the stage this morning around security and how much security is becoming part of your everyday business, and more as we see the threats that are facing us. We've taken encryption technology and embedded it in the silicon. Encryption is a very expensive process to implement in software, especially inside your companies. It takes a lot of hardware to do encryption. If you optimize it in the silicon, it takes way less hardware, way less power, way less cooling. You get the picture. We've also taken some database functions that are highly repetitive and we embedded that in the silicon as well. Again, to get the efficiencies of having that software and hardware stack together. The third, and probably the most prominent and the most investment we've made recently, is in the cloud. About 5 years ago, Oracle started investing very heavily in the cloud. Some of you have heard some techniques today, and you'll hear some more during this show and in other places, of how vendors are bringing applications to the cloud. And you can do it in a couple of ways. You can take your application, put some lipstick on it, and move it into a hosted or managed services environment and call that cloud. That's one way to do it. But the real way to do it is to re-architect, in some cases, rewrite the entire application from scratch. Oracle's been doing that across our entire enterprise application suite. We've also been acquiring heavily in companies that have built their software for SaaS from the ground up. The other thing we're doing in cloud is we're actually moving the entire company, every application, to the cloud. We're investing in new ways of doing business and development. We are using continuous integration techniques to get that time to market and to get those new features to you quickly. We're also implementing new testing environments that allow our customers to test very quickly, to be able to get their applications implemented very quickly. In addition to that, we are spending an enormous amount of effort making sure that we have data centers around the world that allow us to run in many environments. We have 20 data centers right now. We have just brought our 20th online up in Canada here last quarter. We will continue to roll out more data centers as necessary. The goal here is to allow us to run our cloud infrastructure and our cloud applications in a way that's compliant with the local government that those applications run in, from a security and a privacy perspective, and other compliance regulations that are necessary. We actually are certified in 195 countries right now. We have 592 SaaS applications, GA, available for you to purchase right now online in the Oracle Public Cloud. The heritage that we have of hosting applications in the cloud as managed services has really allowed us to understand the difference between managed services and running a SaaS-based application. So that heritage has really advised us in the ways things to do and things not to do. 75% of the Fortune 100 are running a Oracle SaaS-based application in production right now. 70 million plus users access the Oracle Public Cloud daily, running more than 33 billion transactions. We actually also, in addition to software as a service, we provide infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and data as a service. And we have about 24 cloud platform services based on those capabilities, with about 9 million developers worldwide developing in those environments. And of course, 19 of the top 20 top cloud providers, these are the guys that actually provide SaaS applications to their customers, actually run on Oracle technology. So we have a very, as a company, very focused on this market, very much focused on the transition that the industry is making right now. But more importantly, we have recognized as a business how important communications is to all of that, and how communications actually holds all that together. Oracle has set out on a strategy to be very competent and very deep in 6 vertical markets. Those markets are financial services and insurance, Primavera, which is project management, retail and hospitality, which is a consumption-based, consumer-based retail and hotels. This hotel right here actually uses Oracle software, and when you check in and check out and go to a restaurant, that's Oracle software running all those transactions. Utilities. We are a big player in the utility market to large utility companies. Health sciences and healthcare is another big area. Right now there's 1,000 clinical drug trials going on globally that actually use Oracle software as a service to run those clinical trials. And then finally, communications, which is my business unit, is another vertical that Oracle has decided not only to invest in organically, but also inorganically. Larry Ellison, several years ago, had seen the merging or the collision of IT and network coming together, and how important communications was going to be as part of of the evolution of enterprise applications going forward. Because of that, he set out to buy into some network technology companies. As I was introduced, you heard of the company Tech-Elect, where I came from. I was a CTO and VP of engineering. We actually build core network applications for 450 service providers around the world. Chances are the phone you have in your pocket right now actually registered, whether it's an LTE or 3G or 2G or 4G network. You've actually used our software in the service provider network to register your phone and send a text message and register your location. All those things were things that Tech-Elect did. With those SS7 and SIP and diameter protocols for the service providers. Acme Packet also did the same thing for voice. As you know, a lot of you folks also here are enterprise customers of Acme Packet, also do that on the service provider side with voice over LTE and a lot of the voice capabilities that exist in the service provider networks. So what happened was we took these 2 network-based application companies and moved them into a business that had OSS, BSS, billing and charging and operational support systems that Oracle either acquired or built organically. And we brought all those guys together into one business called Oracle Communications. And so that business unit is responsible for communication enabling, not only clouds all over the world, but mainly the Oracle public cloud. And so having that enterprise application portfolio being fully communication enabled with our software is the reason why I'm standing here before you today. In addition to that, we continue to provide that software and those services for service provider companies around the world. And what happened is, with that acquisition, we were able to take that DNA and move that network-based DNA of highly reliable, highly scalable, highly secure, easily maintained applications on the service provider side and move them into the enterprise, in our enterprise development. So all the principles that you would have around those entities, we have incorporated into the enterprise software that we're building for communications to support you. So some examples. We have a very large install base of enterprise customers right now, actually about 1,200. Many of you sitting in the room use our products. One customer actually reduced their VoIP administration costs by 100,000 hours per year. Is really around collapsing their voice infrastructure into a very manageable solution. That's 50 heads. Imagine what you could do with 50 head count, what you can do in innovation and moving those heads to other areas. Second example is one of our customers in the insurance industry decreased the mean time to repair or resolution for bugs or for calls that they receive from 180 minutes to 3 minutes by having a centralized voice infrastructure that connected all their disparate systems, multi-vendor systems that they had implemented. And then finally, I love this example. I personally have teamed with Mark Sunday, the CIO of Oracle, and we've actually implemented our products to run Oracle's internal communication systems. One of the first applications that we did was we got rid of our TDM circuits, about 350 of them, collapsed them down into 3 OC12 across 3 disparate data centers, redundant data centers, and reduced our voice and conferencing costs by $7 million a year. And we're not stopping there. We're moving all the UC capabilities from our business to run the Oracle internal applications for our employees. In addition to some of those successes we've had with customers, both internal and external, we've actually been enabling some real innovation with customers. One example is in India. They have a very large government requirement for real-time messaging and email. The security and scalability requirements are very large, and we've enabled that with them. Millions of subscribers with, in some cases, very large mailboxes. 400 gigabyte, I think, is the size of one of them right now, coming up in seconds. The second is with an insurance company, customer of ours. They use Oracle Enterprise software to run their insurance business, and especially their claims practice. And what we've done is we've enabled that application with WebRTC to allow real-time video to be captured at the time of the accident. So when the mobile subscriber calls the insurance company, the agent then connect the WebRTC session, do a real-time video to get that claims process started quickly, and they're off and running. Third example is an IoT example, and that's with security cameras. One of our customers has implemented our real-time messaging to allow a sensor on these cameras to send a message to the homeowner or to the security agent to be able to go ahead and monitor that camera if it's alerted with some kind of intrusion. So that's all based on, again, real-time communications in an IoT environment. So 3 very good examples of how we use our new applications to enable customers. The thing that Oracle is really focused on right now is making our transition for our customers to this new digital economy, a digital lifestyle, and the digital services that we all have come to expect in our lives. And one of the things that we talk about is, not only the digital lifestyle transformation, but also the billions of sensors that are going to be connected on many networks, whether it's safety sensors or roadway sensors or security sensors, sensors in our cars. Also medical applications, wearables that actually communicate real time with a cloud application that allows administration of drugs on us real time. So there's an expectation that everything's going to be connected, that everything is going to be not only connected, but that it will work well together, that it will have analytics that actually track and predict actions that need to take place. So communications is the thing that is actually going to enable this now economy. Think about it when you got off the plane and you got a notification from Tripcase that, not only do you arrive, but your hotel reservation is waiting, and click this button to check in. That context-aware capability is something that is enabled through real-time communication, through the fact that you've registered when you landed, that your location has been known, that your schedule and your calendar talks about the next action you're going to happen in your daily life, and all that happens really with that enablement of communications. So there's 4 main pillars of focus that we have within Oracle Communications to allow you, our customers, to actually transform your business. The first is communications infrastructure itself. So I talked about having a platform that allows for a multi-vendor session delivery infrastructure that's fully monitored and fully managed to reduce your cost. Also, that's fully compliant for the geographies that you operate in. The second piece is really your internal employees. It's the collaboration tools your internal employees need to actually do their job. So, open standards-based messaging, scheduling, presence, and instant messaging. All those things that allow the seamless activities going on within your employee workforce. Also, real-time voice and video, again, enabled with WebRTC. And then being able to federate disparate systems from multiple vendors within your infrastructure. Thirdly, we're focused on customer experience. Being able to provide very high-quality voice and video applications. Being able to communications enable your mobile applications. Communications enable all of your enterprise applications. And then being able to actually manage your contact center with real applications like voice recording, like real-time video collaboration with your customers. And then finally, we recognize that when you transform your business to more of a digital business, you're going to have to do some different things around the way you manage and monetize your applications. Manage and monetize how your customers order online. We have billing applications and charging applications to satisfy that requirement as well. And then we have service orchestration and activation. This is to allow you to help manage the inventory of assets, whether virtual or physical assets within your enterprise network. And then finally, being able to connect all things, the Internet of Things, and manage those things are some of the capabilities that we have as the 4th pillar. So lots of work being done in all aspects of your business to help you in this transformation process. I did mention how important cloud was to not only you, to the industry itself. We are moving all of our applications to the cloud. We have rewritten a lot of them into a cloud-based architecture. So our SBC has been virtualized and rewritten to actually support the needs you have to reduce your internal hardware costs and actually move these capabilities to the cloud. We've also cloud enabled and put in software as a service for billing and messaging and presence and collaboration. So all those applications are actually moving to the cloud as well. Now, the impact of the cloud on our business, by 2025, we see that 85% of all applications that would be run in the enterprise will be SaaS-based. So that is a real transformation for every single one of us in the room. 85% of all new applications that are actually architected today are for SaaS. So the old way of doing business really is not only going away, but it's being replaced by this new architecture. So the question I guess I have for you is, in this market where all these enterprise applications, whether it's customer experience, HR applications, ERP, supply chain, any one of these applications have to be enabled with communications, I think, in going forward. As you move these applications to the cloud, the business benefit you get from moving your communications infrastructure into this this enterprise model, SaaS model, is extremely important. So the question I have for you is, are you at the table in those discussions with your enterprise application IT brethren? Have they invited you to the table so that you can actually share in the design and architecture of communication enabling these applications for this new world that we're moving into? So that's an opportunity. I know some of us are threatened by SaaS. A lot of us, would say, hey, my job's going away if I don't run this application on premise. When it moves to the cloud, why do they need me anymore? Well, they're going to need leaders to architect and to manage those SaaS-based applications, especially how you hook them into your enterprise applications as we enable that capability for our businesses. So Oracle has started first with our Service Cloud, fully WebRTC and enable Service Cloud. So if you were to order Service Cloud SaaS offering from Oracle, you have a choice to select a WebRTC real-time communications capability from the Oracle Public Cloud. Next, we're going to be enabling our Marketing Cloud SaaS services, and then finally our Sales Cloud. So we are fully invested in enabling the Oracle Public Cloud with this real-time communication. Not only are we enabling those, but we will also enable our healthcare, our financial, insurance, our retail and hospitality applications as well. All 592 of those SaaS offerings that we have right now as applications, and all the ones going forward will be fully communication enabled. We also know that each of you have a challenge, and that you may not be using Oracle applications solely, and you need to have a communication platform with an API infrastructure that allow you to hook real-time applications in with other applications in the cloud with other vendors. So we are building our communication platform as a service that will not only service the Oracle Public Cloud, but will also service the disparate clouds, the non-Oracle based applications. We know that you're also going to be running in many different cloud architectures. Some you'll start on premise, and Oracle has an offering where you can actually run the Oracle Public Cloud in a racked hardware and software infrastructure and run it on your premise. It will still look like a public cloud architecture, but you'll be able to run it on premise. We also understand that in hybrid clouds are going to be necessary, and some applications you're going to run in the cloud and some you're going to have on premise, and those will have to interface with each other and interoperate with each other. We also know that you're probably never going to take some applications to the public cloud. You'll want to run them in a private cloud. Might be for security reasons, for control reasons, for regulatory reasons. And then, of course, some applications you will run in a full public cloud architecture. So we realize that Oracle's openness as a company, we're dedicated to that openness, as well as dedicated to being able to deliver a whole end-to-end solution if that's what you require. So just to wrap up, there's 3 main points I just wanted to make sure that you left here with. The first one is Oracle is dedicated to the cloud. Everything we do is about being able for you to run your applications and your not only communications, but also your enterprise applications in the cloud. We also, secondly, we want them to provide the capability for you to run them securely, with scale, highly reliable. It's one of the premises, the design premises we have for every application that we build going forward. And then third, and finally, we understand that there is going to be a transition from your on-premise application to the cloud. And we want to be the company that helps you manage that transition from the edge all the way into your core cloud applications. So thank you very much for your time today. Thank you for your support. Have a great show.
All right.